Interesting you say that sometimes being late comes with its own advantages. Do you see it that way for the electric vehicle foray as well, where it seems like companies like Tata Motors and M&M have stolen a bit of a march in terms of time versus you?
Sure, but only time will tell whether Maruti in the long term will suffer because of it. I don't think we will, but let's see.
How ambitious are your plans on the electric vehicles front? Because I've heard you in certain fora talk about electric vehicles being a few years away, and maybe hybrid is going to be taking center stage first before we get to electric vehicles. Are you optimistic about electric vehicles per se, or do you think people are overestimating the potential in the near term, in the next 3 to 5 years?
My view on the near term is that it will not become the major product in the market. And the reason is that we still, despite the slowing down in the small car market, the small car component of the total market is still very large. It's still around 70% or so, or maybe a little above 70%. And that market is not going to be very easy for the electric vehicle to penetrate. And that's basically because of cost, because of considerations over range, because considerations over the charging infrastructure, because of the electric grid problems which may come up when more and more electric cars come into the market. I know these are all areas where a lot of work is being done to create the infrastructure and look at all these problems, but they will take time and resources, and that's not easily available. So I do believe that while we will push to a maximum for the electric vehicle segment, and we will start vehicles in the upper end of the market, but going down to the lower end will require some improvements in technology which lower costs, it requires infrastructure building, and it requires people's incomes to increase.
But what makes you so optimistic about hybrid cars, Mr. Bhargav? Because in that, you seem to be the lone voice. While one takes the view that, or agrees with you that on emission, hybrid cars will be much better than diesel cars, but on power, hybrid usually would be much lower than diesel cars, would it not? And would it then not come in the way of it becoming a significant segment?
No, that's not a fact. Hybrid cars are very, very competitive with diesel cars. If you look at what's been happening in Europe, the diesel segment has been going down and the hybrids have been taken over because cost-wise, the hybrid cars are now very competitive and there's nothing lacking on the power front. But I'm not at all saying that diesel will be replaced by hybrid and the hybrid and electrics are the only option. My view has been that we have a large growing market for cars in India. We have a range of cars from small cars to the big cars. And in this space and in what's happening, there is scope for all kinds of fuels to happen. The CNG cars, for example, are growing very fast, and they will be much, much more than hybrids and electrics for many years to come, because the CNG cars are basically suitable for the small car market. We are blending ethanol. That's already 10%. We'll move up to 20%. That's again an important thing. I believe in a few years, we will have a lot of biogas coming into the market, which is a totally renewable fuel and is carbon negative. I think that's going to play an important role. So what I'm saying is that in the nature of our market, which is a growing market, unlike other markets, there is going to be scope for different fuels. And electric will be pushed by all to the extent possible, but at the same time, that will still leave room for other fuels and technology.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.